Hey everyone, this is Smilebro, and I'm starting a new series where I tell you about the story behind my music. And today I'm going to start off by telling you about the story behind my new song, Against the World.
Someday lost we'll find, made a rule against the world, against the world.
So some back information about the song. I started the song when I was studying abroad in the Netherlands, and a week before I got to the Netherlands, I got hit with a huge fee associated with the trip, and I had been saving for like 6 months, and I wasn't sure I was going to be able to go. But I was able to pick up a bunch of shifts, and I was basically at financial zero when I left. And it was intimidating. It was the first time I'd ever been out of the country. I didn't know anybody that was going or was going to be there, but I thought it would be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So once I got to the Netherlands, I had that kind of weighing on my shoulders. And then in the first week, I met a bunch of great people from around the world, but it was a little overwhelming being in a foreign country with a bunch of other people that I'd never met before. So that was also kind of weighing on me as well. So one day in the first week, me and one of my friends that I met, Abdul, were walking around Arnhem, the city that we studied in, and we heard music coming from under this bridge and saw that there was a DJ and a bunch of local rappers just freestyling over beats. So we went down and checked it out and talked with the guys, and somehow I landed a set the next week DJing at the same place. It was on equipment that I'd never done before and never used before, and software that I'd never used before either. So I was like, all right, I have to get my stuff together and learn some techniques on some YouTube videos. So a lot going on in this first week. And then kind of like, I think it was like Thursday, we decided to check out the nightlife in Arnhem, like a bunch of us from the program. And about like halfway through, I was just not feeling it, and had some other stuff like going on too. Issues with like, I think like a song was struggling to upload, or uploaded the wrong version of it. And I was trying to figure that out, and then I don't know, there's just like a lot going on. So I went back to my room to try to work on that and finished it up. I was all by myself, everybody was out still, and I sat down and I was like, I just want to get whatever I'm feeling out into something, and like get it out of my system and kind of figure out what I'm feeling. And so that's where this song came from. The computer I had at the time wasn't capable of running anything crazy powerful, so I only had like one synthesizer that I could work with, and I had like a very minimal chord structure with a beat underneath, and I essentially like freestyled the whole song in a weird structure, and was all the stuff that like from before the trip that I had been overthinking about, and then everything in this first week of just being overwhelmed with all these things, with things that were stressful, but also like some of the best times of my life. I don't know, being in a new environment for the first time can be exhilarating too. So a lot of emotions going on there. I made the beat and a little instrumental, and I was singing into my phone mic because I didn't have anything else. And everything just hit me, and I was like essentially sobbing in a hotel room, like singing into my phone over this beat. And I tried to re-record the vocals, but they never had the same emotion, or they didn't capture what I was feeling in that moment. So the vocals that are in it today are still from me recording into my phone, and we'll get started on the behind the lyrics. So the song starts off with, "Someday lost will find a way to rule against the world. Oh child, won't you find that it was never you against the world?" And that first line was me feeling like someday I will show everybody that I have a purpose and that I have something to provide for them. It was just like needing external approval for what I was doing and how I was feeling. And not necessarily something that's very healthy, but that's like what I was feeling in that moment. And then in the second sentence, this was me talking to myself in the first sentence and saying, don't you understand that you don't need external approval, and even if you got it, it wouldn't mean anything. It's always been you against yourself. And validating yourself and knowing that how you feel and what you're doing, and maybe some of your insecurities are things that you need to accept, be aware of, and not ignore. And this was like one of the only songs that, even when it was like a rough demo, every time I listened to it, I got like goosebumps, and it brought me back to that moment, back in that hotel room. So, yeah. The next part of the lyrics are, the world's so big and it seems so free, but it doesn't seem like there's room for you and me, 'cause they don't like the way we do things now, but I guess that's just what I have found. And this can be taken a couple ways, whether it's me talking to myself or me talking to someone who I see as like-minded, to somebody that might feel that they're weird or don't fit in the world, and not knowing your place, which is something that I've struggled with too, and I have a lot of weird tendencies. And if you think about all the different versions of yourself that are out there, with all the different people that you've interacted with, some of those are maybe a little more padded version of yourself. Well, I guess some are more accepted by others. And so this is saying, maybe we don't fit in here, to myself and whoever else feels that way. The next part of the song, I feel like, is the core of the song, and the lyrics are, maybe it's all in my head, 'cause I just think I'm broken, always thinking of death, where all I need is hoping. And what I felt saying that was, from an external perspective, if I were to talk to myself, say like, maybe everyone doesn't see you like you see yourself, and doesn't see the flaws that you see as significant enough to be not acceptable to them. Maybe you're just all in your head, and when you think of dark thoughts, they can consume you. So it's saying that I feel lost, and from the other perspective of understand and appreciate the things around you, accept the things that you can't control and that you see as weaknesses, because everybody has their quirks, nobody's perfect. And once you accept your flaws and try to learn how to manage them and work on them and be proud of them, then others will accept them. It's not you against the world, it's you versus yourself. And that was the summary of the song. I treated the rest of the song like I treat a lot of the remixes that I do, where I take the story that was told and I try to emphasize on the points that I found most valuable, surrounded by as intense of instrumentation as you'll hear throughout the whole song. So it's coming along on the journey through the story, and then giving you time to reflect during the instrumentation and subtle reminders of prior lyrics. Thank you guys for checking out this video. Like I said, this is the start of a new series where I dive into the stories behind my music. I look forward to seeing you soon and appreciate your support.